I'm actually also not this short. Car is on a lift right now, and this makes me look really short, even shorter than normal. What's up guys, it's Eric with Verus Engineering, and we're going to be doing a UCW rear wing install on our 2011 Subaru STI. Basically it bolts on like stock. Real simple install. I think we did a really great job of coming up with a nice mounting solution that looks good as well as performs great. So let's get to the install. First I'm going to go over the components of the kit, and then I'm going to go over the tools we'll need, and then finally we'll get to the install. But overall the install is really simple. I'd say maybe an hour max if you're just hanging out. Let's get to it. All right, so as far as what's included in the kit, you have the wing element with the mounts installed and the end plates. Everyone knows what that looks like. This is what the uprights look like. They have threaded holes in the bottom, M4s. And then we have two big pieces of double-sided tape which add some sealing to the trunk mounts, which are machined aluminum. Nice little conformed deal. All 5-axis machined, and on the bottom that's what they look like. All right, so that is more or less what is included in the hardware kit. You also get all the nuts and bolts that are necessary to install the unit. As far as tools required, we have a 10mm socket. I'm using a electric impact, but a ratchet works great. 10mm wrench, 3 or 4mm Allen wrench, 2.5mm Allen wrench, rivet puller, and that is a bubble level. All right, so the first part of the install, we're going to remove this black trim. Obviously you have to pop the trunk, which is fairly simple. I hope you know how to do that. We remove this black trim, and basically that is installed currently with a bunch of black rivet deals that I've already removed. It's nice to use like a rivet nut puller or one of those things from Harbor Freight or something similar, but basically just we'll pull them all out and then remove that and place it in the trunk. And then from there we have access to the studs and nuts that hold on the factory rear wing, and those are located right there. So there's 2 and 4 per side. All right, so with a 10mm socket and I used an impact, but you can use a ratchet, we're gonna remove these 10mm nuts. It's not a bad idea to use a magnet because they can potentially fall into the trunk, which I have had happen, and then it really stinks to try and pull those out. But basically just take those off. You can also kind of put the trunk down and take them off that way, so then it kind of falls down automatically. But once those are off, we're gonna shut the trunk again and then pull the wing off the trunk. All right, so to pull the trunk off the deck lid, it's gonna be a pain because there's 4 clips that clip it into the trunk as well. Ours has come on and off a few times, so it doesn't hold on as tight, but basically just pop it up and then the entire wing comes off. All right, so something that I have been doing with our install, because our base plate, to be a little bit more aesthetic, it doesn't cover all the way out to what the OEM one did. I basically buff the location as well as I can. You get some of this weird rust. You have some small scratches potentially if your wing's been used long enough, that type of stuff. So while everything is off, I do a quick little buff of this area so that it looks the best that it can. I'm just using some paste and then just buffing it really quickly, and it just gets the scratches off the paint and makes it look a little bit nicer when you install our slightly smaller wing mount. All right, so off camera I've done a few things. I have installed the M6 studs. They have a nice Allen key in the head of them, so you can basically start them by hand and then thread them onto the mounting base. I have installed the double-sided tape To do so, you basically wipe the entire surface with isopropyl alcohol, and then you apply the double-sided tape. Do it carefully because once you get it down, it really does like to stick. And then finally, I grabbed the M4 low-profile socket head cap screws, and I have installed the uprights to the base, and there are left and rights of these, and then obviously they can only go rear and forward, but otherwise the uprights are the same left to right. And at this point now, we'll basically pull this part off and then install it onto the trunk of our car. Should be pretty simple and straightforward from there, but I will get that on video. All right, so before installing it onto the trunk, we will wipe this surface with isopropyl alcohol as well. That allows the 3M double-sided tape to adhere a little bit better. Grab the upright, place it onto the trunk. We will then carefully pop the trunk and then install the nuts from the bottom side. All right guys, so we are on the bottom side of the trunk again, and the mounts are currently just double-sided taped on. Basically, what I have found to work the best is you kind of like lower the trunk and then slowly, carefully put the nuts on so that they don't fall into the trunk. So basically you use gravity to hold the nut in the socket. Obviously you could do this with a ratchet as well, or just by hand first. And I'm not tightening it yet. We'll probably tighten these to somewhere around like 6 to 8 foot-pounds. It's not a very large fastener, so it doesn't need a ton of torque. And we are reusing the OEM hardware here. That's all there is to that, and then we will reinstall the surround and then work on installing the wing onto the uprights. All right, so I have grabbed the M6 by 25 millimeter button head cap screws, and they already have a small washer on them. That is gonna go from the outside in for aesthetics. Basically, if you're doing this by yourself, you can grab the wing and lightly rest it on the uprights, and it won't move significantly. Obviously, if it starts to move, stop it, but that makes it very easy for me to do it by myself to install the bolts. And then you can set your angle of attack. We'll have a little picture to show you what to do there. Clay can add that in. And then, that's not right. That's right. And then on the inside, we will grab another washer and the nylock and screw that on, and then tighten it all. Again, somewhere around like 6 foot-pounds. These are nylocks, so they'll resist backing off. And normally your car or your wing will not have the end plates installed yet. I'll go over installing those. This has been on and off the car multiple times at this point, so it's already got the end plates on it. But installing the end plates is very easy. Not a hard thing to do there. Believe this is a 4 millimeter, 3 millimeter or 4 millimeter Allen wrench. So we'll just basically hold that, use a wrench on this side, and tighten the nuts onto the Allen bolts. And now the wing is installed, and it's honestly very stout. The trunk's moving a ton, but the wing really does not move much, and neither does the trunk until you push down on it. All right, and then let's go over the end plate install real quick. All right, so to install the end plate, We basically have a little washer. There's an actual O-ring on the backside, and then a M4 flathead cap screw. And basically those two go on. We'll use a level right there to ensure that it's level while the wing is at the correct angle of attack, and then the install is done. All right guys, that concludes the install of our UCW on the STI chassis. I believe this will fit 2010 to 2014. Clay can fix that because I'm probably wrong. I'm actually also not this short. Car is on a lift right now, and this makes me look really short, even shorter than normal. Hope you liked that install video. I hope you subscribe and like our channel. We'll have some more products for the STI coming out soon. We've got some more products for the Super coming out, and we've got some more products started for the GT350R. Really excited about that platform, as well as anything else Subaru throws at us. Hopefully the new BRZ comes out soon, as well as maybe a new STI chassis. We'll find out. Until next time.